got so many major American cities that are approaching their driest month on record in some places. You're going to have wildfires, and they're in many states. We've got Logan County, Oklahoma. This one had evacuations on it, but they've got had to be evacuated. Them 18 in Massachusetts, brush fires that have broken out in the last 24 hours. So it's still very windy, dry. Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, back to around Chicago. The fire danger is up, and of course, a lot of heat ahead of it. That's your local weather now in 30 seconds.
And it's a chilly Tuesday morning with more clouds across the area. Temperatures are in the 30s, 40s, and the 50s. Currently 54 in Central Park.
An endless array of scary good recipes have gone viral online. This charcuterie board
pops off, so it's in the shape of a coffin.
Pick up some candy eyeballs.
Raspberry jelly with a special Halloween tool. And now for bat treats. So you're going to take a chocolate peanut butter candy cup, a chocolate wafer cookie, and you're going to add a little bit of frosting to each edge. And then, of course, you can't forget a googly eyes. Simply Batty. In the fridge. Ooh. Doesn't that kind of look cool? Assemble.
Boo!
Manja. If you want to try, we're going to go to Ginger now.
Oh, those pumpkins are happening at my house. Thank you. Let's do this. Chicago today will go for a record in the 25 degrees above average. Back to Texas, but the front eventually comes. Halloween going to be at least second warmest, if not the warmest on record for parts of the east. Let's get a check a little closer to home.
And we could get close to record high temperatures on Thursday. Right now, it's still chilly in some areas in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s.
Brittany here now with the accurate forecast.
And right now we're in the 30s, 40s, and the 50s, 55 in Central Park, but down to 32 in Morristown.
Tornadoes already, one of them as high as an EF3, several EF1s and EF2. But you see the damage. You can see why this is a problem. Thankfully, no one sent to the hospital, the southeast side of OKC. So, unfortunately, busy morning as well. That front really starting to kick more of these storms off. We've even had a few tornado warnings. Right now, though, just flood watches and flash flood warnings in parts of the Ozarks over there in Arkansas. And what I want you to watch is later this afternoon and evening as things perk back up. We get very buoyant atmosphere, so anywhere from Fort Smith down to Texarkana, along the Red River Valley there, up to OKC and into southwestern Missouri, you got another tornado threat with damaging winds. Now, that's the one story, but we also have an area that we're watching in the Caribbean. This area of low pressure will likely become a depression, and we'll look for it to move up and impact the Cayman Islands, so they've got hurricane watch away. That high pressure system is what's going to drive it, and then we've got this kind of trough that comes in. So these are the spaghetti plots that takes us kind of toward the end of this week and the start of the weekend for a lot of those impacts, but something we'll be watching very closely. All right, we'll have record highs to talk about, but first let's get your local weather in 30 seconds. On top of the severe threat, we have a flash flooding threat in parts of the plains. Today, anywhere from Grand Rapids, Michigan, actually down to the woodlands of Texas. You know, they had a half foot over the weekend. They desperately need it. A lot of folks in pretty severe drought, but it's going to come fast. Coming up here on GMA, we have to talk to the winners of the New York City Marathon. They are racing into Times Square to join us this morning. We'll celebrate with them and so many of our coworkers. Line 2. Your local news and weather are coming up next.
I needed an abortion.
Is a marathon in your future by any chance?
Oh, I never say never, but not in the immediate future.
Okay.
The half was nice. I was just so glad that the weather worked out, because a lot of times we can be to mid to upper 70s by the end of the week. Let's get a check now, a little closer to home.
That's right. Record highs are possible on Wednesday. Right now, it's chilly.